Fairy Tale, Chapter 515 Review. I am you. You are me. Yo, Christmas has indeed come early this year thanks to our main man, Yelker Productions. Yo, for those guys who are unaware, Chapter 515 was actually not supposed to come out until the 28th of December. That's why I never posted any spoilers video last weekend, seeing as Fairy Tale was actually as well supposed to be on break for the holidays. But you know what? Our boy came in clutch this year and supplied us with what I consider to be the best chapter of the year in regards to Fairy Tale. Hands down, better than 503 with END's reveal, better than 504 with the most anticipated fight of the year, END versus Grey, better than 510 with Natsu's parents being revealed, something that we waited 10 years for. This chapter by far is the best chapter of the year, no doubt about it, hands down. So for starters, within this chapter we actually find out who Urza's father is, and to be honest, this is really the one only disappointing thing within this chapter. He's just kind of some fodder-ass general with the neighboring country and whatnot, but to be honest, it was very obvious from the start that Urza wasn't going to take after her father all that much. However, it's still really cool to finally have some closure on that. We then actually see that Belsirion was a casualty of war, and we actually see Eileen and her husband mourning the death of him. It then says that no one was a victor of this war, seeing as Acnologia made an appearance. Now pause. Okay, this is something I want to know so much more about within Fairy Tale. What came with Acnologia's appearance? Well, besides the obvious, I guess, death of humans and dragons, this is really something overall that I want to be explained further within the future of Fairy Tale. Continuing on, we actually have a few pages where Eileen is feared for her dragon transformation for the sole reason that the people of the kingdom fear that she'll be like Acnologia once she transforms into a dragon. Now, we then actually follow up with them locking Eileen away and then beginning to torture her and humiliate her, with them even going to the extent of crucifying her body for the whole town to watch. And while all of this is happening, Eileen has one singular goal in mind: to protect the child within her womb, Urza. Then we actually see her husband, the father of Urza, actually sent to her jail cell to slay her. Eileen actually begs him not to harm Urza, and he's just having none of it. He's in denial to begin with that Urza exists, and we actually see him slice into her, right in her stomach. However, it's blocked, and following this, we actually see Eileen turn into what seems to be a mix of a human and a dragon. She has these huge-ass wings, and looking at this, I can't help but notice how much it resembles Natsu within the picture that we saw when it comes to the second movie of Fairy Tale. Following this, the tables have turned, and Eileen actually goes on to slay her husband, and we actually see within a page that she has taken on the form of a full-blown dragon. Yes, the dragon seed has taken full effect on Eileen, and Eileen is officially a dragon. However, Eileen really doesn't take kindly to this new transformation whatsoever, and she actually wanders the world, years upon years in seclusion, telling herself that she is human, searching for one singular way to undo what had been done with her human body, until one day she stumbled across Zeref, who actually granted this wish that she had had for hundreds upon hundreds of years, and finally allowed her to have the illusion that she was human. However, following this, she realized that she was not human whatsoever, and that was just a mere physique that Zeref actually used to grant her with this wish that had plagued her for hundreds of years. And with this in mind, considering that deep down she still remains a dragon, in return, she cannot give birth to her child that has now been had in her womb for over hundreds of years. With this inability to actually give birth to Urza, Eileen decides to utilize Urza in an attempt to actually return to her human state, and as a vessel, if you will, where she will actually attempt to enchant herself into Urza so that she could return to her human form and not be a dragon deep down. Now, this is just a theory, but those attempts to enchant herself into Urza could have actually been what has caused Urza to resemble Eileen as much as she does with her looks and whatnot, but again, that's just a mere theory. But when it came down to it, every attempt followed with failure. She was unable to enchant herself into Urza and become human once again, instead of just having the mere physique of a human. And with that, when Urza actually was born, she lost interest in Urza and dumped her at the village we all know for the village that Urza was taken from to be utilized in the recreation of the R system, Rosemary Village. We then actually skip into present time, where we have Wendy actually trying to step up for Urza, saying Eileen should not say such horrible things about her, to which Urza says within the final panel she is grateful because without Eileen's lack of empathy for Urza, she would have never met her real family. And as far as I'm concerned, that's not only going to do it for this chapter, but also for Fairy Tail within the year of 2016. This is by far my favorite chapter of 2016, hands down. However, I so really did like the END and Natsu chapters this year. I have to say, though, that this chapter takes the strawberry cake, if you know what I did there, for this year of Fairy Tail. Share your opinions in the comment section below. Did you guys like this chapter as well? Do not forget to like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new as well. Peace.